What's up everybody, it's Skid. This is going to be a video for Red Dead Redemption 2. This is going to be a video showing you all how to fish in this game without developing carpal tunnel using the regular fishing mechanics. In this video I'm also going to show you how to catch legendary fish without having to purchase the specialized masturbation equipment the game makes you buy. And yeah, let's get sexual. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you head down to the river at all is stop by the general store and get some throwing knives, some hatchets, and some dynamite. Now this may seem like regular run-of-the-mill standard fare stuff for most of you fishermen out there, but to some of the people who aren't avid fishers like you, this is some necessary information. So this first method I'm going to show you is not optimal for trophy fishing, but let's say you're out in the wilderness and you realize you haven't packed enough luncheon meat for second breakfast. This is how you're going to get meat really quickly. So walk in the creek and Cy Young the shit out of your dynamite like I just did there. I didn't hit anything, so I throw another one. Now half the time the fish you hit are going to be spaghettified instantly by the dynamite. Like you can see here, I don't get anything. But sometimes you will. Now you see, you light up another thing of fun, another candle here. Throw it. And you can see clearly here positive results. I got a fish, and yeah, that's just a really quick way to get meat. Like I said, this is not the best way to get fish to hang up on your wall. And I see I was following behind this fish here when I noticed the Blues Clues on my minimap, and I thought it was the fish at first, but turns out it wasn't. And so I walk over here to see what exactly this paw print is on my map. And I discover a homicide scene where a waterfowl was smothered to death somehow. So I pick it up and proceed to take it to the proper authorities. So this second clip is the second method of catching underwater flesh tubes that I have devised. Now I find this method to be much more sporting and much more humane than the dynamite method. I even find it to be a little more humane than the rod and reel method that many prefer to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk over to the creek as soon as Mr. Morgan gets done staring off at the trees. If he ever gets done staring at the trees. Alright, there we go. I had no long, I must have been scratching my nutsack or something during that clip. So you're going to want to pull out these little steak knives here. And what you're going to want to do is challenge every single fish in the creek to an honor duel. Now like I said, I find this much more sporting because you have to get into the fish's element. If the fish wanted to, they could form like a giant fish megazord and try to fight you, but they usually don't in my experience. I also find this to be much more humane, because rather than using a rod and reel and stabbing them through the mouth and yanking them out of their element, you get down in here and fight them mano a mano in melee combat. Now this shit here, I'm like a fucking heron. I'm like a predator. Look at this shit. Bam! It was like the finger of God got cast down into this creek. That was art in fishing form. If the Mona Lisa could, she would sit on my wood after seeing that kill. Now I don't see any more fish in this clip. I'm pretty sure all the fish lined up behind me in a single file line behind my intergluteal cleft, because all I see are panfish in front of me, and so this is just a really nice, pretty shot of a grown-ass man walking around with a steak knife in the creek. And yeah, that is my second and final method for catching fish without a rod and reel. Now I'm going to show you how to catch legendary fish without using a rod and reel or any of the special lures that you have to buy to catch them. So before you go all Captain Ahab on all the fish in the game, you're going to have to know where they're located. I'm going to show you. I'm out here in the middle of Lemon. That is not where you need to go. You need to go over here to this little shit shack over here in the middle of nowhere. Now this clip right here rolls for just a second. It's pretty spooky. I was playing this at like 2 AM one morning, and this swamp's pretty fucking scary. I was worried like 𝙻𝚒𝚗𝚔𝚜 was gonna come barreling out of the tree line, come out here and lick my ass crack for me or something. But fortunately that does not happen. I make it to my location. So this is what the shit shack looks like. You're gonna want to hop off your horse and walk up on the dock. Now you're going to walk over here, and I'm not going to let the entire cutscene play because you can figure out what this giant pile of dicks has to say for yourself. But you're going to want to walk over here, and when you see the giant fuckfest wearing galoshes out there on the pier, you're going to want to go out there to talk to him. And once you've talked to the world's greatest masturbator, you're going to get a little map with all the legendary fish in the game. which we'll look at right now. And as you can see right here on the map, it's got a lot of giant mythological creatures plastered all over it. And those are rough locations as to where the legendary fish are. Now we're going to go after the legendary smallmouth bass on the left side of the map. And we'll cut to that. So in this clip I'm out here on Lake Wawanakwa on the HMS 𝙻𝚒𝚗𝚔𝚜. And this is going to be the guide for showing you how to get legendary fish without having to buy the lures that the game makes you buy. Or spending like a half hour of your life fighting a virtual fish in a duel to the death. So what you want to do is get a boat or some other kind of thing and come out here in the middle of the water. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fool his ass. You're going to pull out the fishing rod, because that's how they spawn, and you're going to think that you're about to throw some kit and caboodle out in the water for him to eat. So you pull this out, then you use your eagle eye or whatever the shit this is, and there you can see that great white swimming under the water. That's the legendary smallmouth bass. Now I don't know if they've been putting Miracle Grow in the water or what kind of thing they've been doing, but he's in here. You see, he gets spooked, and I miss. I absolutely shit the bed. You could fucking hand me my pubic hair on a plate and I'd be happier with that than the result of that little bit right there. And so I miss him right there, because I didn't use Deadeye. And that just really peeled my banana, but you gotta keep frosty, you gotta reload. And so you get your fish and pull back out. This fat fuck doesn't know the difference between you and the next fisherman that's coming out here. And so you get it, and just like clockwork, he's back out here. All I can assume is Arthur Morgan and his fishing pole is extremely seductive and the fish just wants to jump out of the water and face hump you. But yeah, don't get discouraged though, because I missed a shitload of times before I finally got this fat fucker. But you know, that's a part of life. Sometimes you gotta make a choice. You can just sit at home and masturbate, or you can get out there and masturbate in public. You can see right here I was trying to figure out what I wanted to obliterate this fish with. I go into Deadeye, I lead the shot, and flawlessly, like Chris Kyle, I pop him in the head. Now he floats like a buoy, and I don't know if he sinks to the depths or not. So you're gonna have to make over here before he pulls a Titanic on your ass. And you can see here I overshoot him, and yeah, that really plucked my pubic hair. I was really fucking terrified of another fish, like one of these little panfish coming over and dragging him down and eating him. And I would have thus wasted my time, your time, and everyone else's time. Either way, you just come over here and flop your dick up along the side of the boat. And you can see there I was prompted to pick him up. Arthur Morgan's having a stroke and decided not to pick him up. And so I'm also floating downstream because gosh dang, this game is just so realistic. And you can see here I can't ever pick him up. At this point I was just shitting titties. I was almost certain I was going to lose this fish to gravity. But I didn't. And so I ride up alongside him again here. And I pick him up. And just like that, you've become Nigel Marven, walking with dinosaurs. Alright now, I was trying to figure out how exactly I was going to fit this fucking megalodon in my little canoe here. I was going to fit this fucking whale shark in my dinghy. And eventually I figured out that I wasn't going to be able to swim back with him, and I was just going to have to bite the bullet and try to put him in the canoe, or maybe try to eat it and then shit it back out on the bank. That didn't seem like that was going to happen, so I just dropped him. Luckily he sets him down on nice, pretty as you please. And you get back to the bank. Now you have to get back to the bank pretty quickly, because another fisherman might think you have a human child in the back of this. He's going to see that giant ass wrapped corpse and think something's pretty cattywampus out here. And so you're going to want to get back to shore pretty quickly. You see that beaver right there attempted to ambush me on my way into the lake, so I had to execute him. I did not want to, he made me. And yeah, you take this piece of shit here. And I walked over here, and you can tell I was just giddy as I could be. I was about to just ejaculate everywhere. My horse was about to have to come pick me up and take me back home. But I run over here like a kid who just got his favorite thing for Christmas. And I was actually talking into my mic here, bragging to my horse about how massive my penis was for catching this fish. I removed the virgin little fish. And we ain't gonna let none of that shit go to waste though. we're gonna take this over here and we're gonna fry up. We're gonna have a fish camp out here. Take one more look to make sure the fish isn't just waiting to assassinate my horse when I'm not looking. And I cook up some breakfast here. And yeah, that's pretty much the guide to that. You just want to get out there on the water, pull out your fishing pole, and shoot the fish when it comes up waiting for some feed. Now, they realize that you're not there to catch them or any of that shit pretty quick. They realize you're out there to collect the bounty on their head pretty quickly. Now, I saw this shit right here, and I thought this was just incredibly beautiful. I actually went to the first person here and touched myself. That way it could go up on YouTube. And yeah, it's a really fucking pretty game. But yeah, that's the end of this video. If you liked this video or found it helpful, remember to rate the video, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.